Let's take a tour of the TX2Z and see what it has. Right now the unit is plugged in. This is the standard 65 watt adapter that's included with the unit. It's pretty light at about 10 ounces and is roughly 4 inches by 2 inches by 1 inch. It does seem to get warmer than any other AC laptop adapter I've used recently, but nothing that would make me concerned. Taking a look at the unit closed, we see the finish of the case. A glossy plastic dark gray cover with an imprint design called Reaction by HP. I think it's attractive, and the case is sturdy. It is a fingerprint magnet and probably scratches easily if you're not careful. The TX2Z measures 8.82 inches wide, 12.05 inches deep, and 1.3 inches high, based on having a 4-cell battery in the unit according to HP specs. We have the 6-cell battery in the unit right now, which juts out about 3/4 of an inch from the back of the unit itself. The spec lists the weight at about 4.65 pounds. I think that's based on a 6-cell battery and using the Optical Drive weight saver. But the unit's weight is fine in my opinion. It's definitely not an ultralight tablet, but I think it's fine for short stints holding it in your arm in tablet mode. Moving on to the front of the device, we have the power switch and light, which slides left to right, the display release latch, the infrared receiver, which allows the unit to be controlled via an infrared remote control. One is included with the unit, and I'll show you that in a minute. This is the optical headphone jack, the analog headphone jack, the analog microphone jack, and here we have the wireless radio switch, which switches on and off both the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth radios, so you can't have one on or off without the other. Rotating the unit counterclockwise, we see the pen holder, which stores the pen pretty nicely. It pops in and out pretty well. We have a USB 2.0 port. This little notch is a tether hole for the pen if you want to tether the pen to the device to prevent from losing it. If you so choose, a tether pin or a tether string is included with the package. Next we have a gigabit Ethernet port. This is an expansion connector for using with a docking station, and this is our good old RGB connector for an external monitor, and here we have a heat vent. Rotating the unit counterclockwise again, and now looking at the rear of the device, we have another heat vent. This is the battery port, and we have the 6-cell battery in it here. Here's a picture of the unit in laptop mode with the 8-cell battery. As you can see, it raises the unit a bit. Nice for typing. Not so great for using the device in portrait tablet mode, as the device is tilted to the side, but it's good for primary tablet landscape use, I think. Next we have a venerable 56K modem port here. 2 more USB 2.0 ports for a total of 3. Unfortunately, there are no FireWire ports on the TX2Z, but that shouldn't be a problem for most. It's not for me. And then finally, a standard security cable slot. Rotating the unit, yet again counterclockwise, we have the power connector with a circular white light that comes on when the unit is plugged into power. Here we have the SD card slot, And below it we have the express card slot. We are not using this slot. You can store a mini Windows Media Center control in it, and it works like any other Windows Media Center control if you're familiar with that application, just not as many buttons. My Windows Media Center control controls the TX2Z just fine, and this little control will also control my Windows Media Center desktops. I don't like the express card slot doubling as storage for this remote, as I use my broadband Verizon card a lot, and of course you have to take this out first. So I'll probably be keeping this remote in my laptop bag on a permanent basis. I will use the remote, but I don't want to lose it. So finally we have the optical drive, and this drive came with the light scribe option. Turning the unit over, you see the hard drive, memory, and wireless Wi-Fi Bluetooth bays. I just upgraded the hard drive to a 320 gigabyte 7200 RPM drive, and it was very easy to do, no problems at all. Here's a latch for the DVD drive. These latches are for the battery. You can pull them out till they click, and you can easily remove the battery. To finish up our tour, let's open up the display. Here we have the HP designed touchpad with an on-off switch, which is nice if you're using an external mouse. It keeps you from accidentally hitting the touchpad while typing. Here we have the volume up, mute, the volume down, up, mute, and up controls. It would have been nice to have had the volume controls accessible in tablet mode by putting them on the display, I believe. I added these felt pads to stabilize the screen while the unit's in tablet mode, which I'll explain in the TX2Z issues section of this review. On the display we also have our power and hard drive activity lights. Here on the other side of the screen we have our screen rotation button, HP Media Smart application launch button, and the Windows Mobility application launch button. And above that we have the optional Fingerprint Reader. I've not gotten this Fingerprint Reader to work properly so far, so I need to do some research into that problem. At the top of the screen we have a webcam and two microphones at the top here. The webcam quality is okay. It's about what you'd get from a $30 device you'd see at Walmart. Putting the unit into tablet mode, you'll notice that the screen only rotates in one direction. However, this hinge feels sturdy. So that's our nickel tour of the TX2Z. Next, we'll discuss what I think are the issues with the device.